Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be fabulous. I just know it. I'm going to do a group energy healing for 140 people in 13 countries because, of course. And the theme of this healing and the other healings that I've already done this month is courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. We have yang qualities, yin qualities, all coming together to make an awesome you. Thank you. And I even know just what we're doing today, and I can explain it in a coherent manner. How about that? Never say never. All right. So today, okay. So today's concepts and techniques. Two bigger things and then two cool, helpful things that I would rate as less big. One, because, well, both of them, because we've done them before, but they're particularly appropriate for right now. So they're not like minor things, they're sort of medium things. But the two big things, I'll explain those first. So, and I will change my banner. Okay. So, the first major thing is I'm going to do work on everybody's left shoulder, basically. But like more the aura around the left shoulder. So like here's Akudal, this is Akudal's left shoulder, right? So some stuff back here behind the scapula, the left scapula, left shoulder, you know, but a lot of it will be on top, like the very first layer right on top of the left shoulder. We can do a lot of unblocking. Especially the astral body aura. First layer on top of the left shoulder. So right here in the astral body, we're going to do a lot of unblocking there. But we're also going to unblock all around, within it, blah, 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 and astral body and physical body. Now, why would we do that? Well, some people may already know they have a left shoulder issue. However, some people may not physically have a left shoulder issue. Maybe they have a left hip issue. Or they don't have a physically manifested issue in those areas. However, the angels tell me that we should work this for everybody. But as I look, it does seem like it's kind of a relatively more blocked area for most people on the planet. Certainly, most people I'm healing in this healing. But it seems to be somewhat of a universal thing, which is very interesting. So it should be great to work. Now, it's not just that, oh, okay, that's an area that is blocked, so let's unblock it, you know, so you have better flow there. So, and you know, you come in through the top down into your body, right? So the better flow you have here, the more you can be in your left hand, your left wrist, all those important meridians and stuff that are in your arms and your hands. So there's that, but also there's the thing about if you have a significant imbalancing wound, it can be distracting in little ways and big ways. And so the way I'm looking at it is that these left shoulder blockages in and around the left shoulder of the astral body and the physical body is a distracting, imbalancing wound. And so you bring in, and this is somewhat recent that I've talked about. Usually I used to only talk about bringing in new energy from the top of your aura in through your 7th chakra, which is a major way to bring in new energy. However, also you can bring in new energy through your good karma windows area, and you can also bring in new energy through your shoulders. And so shoulders are kind of big for power, personal power. If you're blocked here, you can't bring in stuff. You tend to be more burdened here. It tends to affect you mentally, psychologically, productivity-wise, all sorts of things, manifesting. So shoulders are good for power, being in your shoulders, having flowing shoulders. So if you have a distracting and balancing wound, like say, okay, Akudoll, right? Say she has this distracting and balancing wound, which is some hard objects, energy blocks, whatever, right? It distracts her from being more bold and courageous because she's using some of that strength and power to shield her weakness and like compensate. Whereas if we can heal Akudoll's wound there, right, by removing the hard objects and the blocks, so that both astrally and physically she has way better flow here, she can start to bring in a lot of new energy that was supposed to come in this left side that didn't come in the left side. And then she can be stronger there, so she can use that power that she was using to shield and protect her wound for boldness and courageous things. And then because, I don't always get into left side, right side being more yin and, self-nurturing and intuitive, and right side being more yang and assertive. But if you do, then okay, then left, healing this up, then you'd be able to nurture better. But also just the fact that it's a distracting wound, even if it was on your right side, it distracts you. And so we're freeing up a lot of energy by allowing you, by fixing this wound so you can bring in your new energy. So then that's not wounded. So you don't have to waste power shielding it and protecting it and being in pain about it. Right? So then you have more energy to be assertive and bold, but then you also have, you don't have that distraction. So you have a little more brain space to think about, maybe I should ground for 5 minutes, or maybe I should, have a cup of tea while I'm doing this activity, like you to sort of weave in the self-care that you need throughout your day. You can handle more complexity if you're not shielding and protecting some major imbalancing wound, right? So that's the basic idea. So it's left shoulder work, but it has a much bigger purpose than only helping your left shoulder. It helps you bring in new energy, and it frees you from the distracting and balancing wound, so that you can be more in your left side, but also be, have more of your energy for more satisfying things like courage, boldness, intuition, and self-nurturing. Okay, so that's the left shoulder stuff, right? Okay, so the second big thing that we'll do today, the bigger of, there are two bigger things. One is the left shoulder stuff, and the other is unblocking the astral body 3rd chakra. And like the shoulder work, it has a lot bigger purpose than only unblocking the astral body 3rd chakra. So, chakras 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the round openings are in the front and the back, right? So it's a round open cylinder shape, right? And it's like the round openings are, they're not this big, but but that's the idea, right? And then 7th is oriented this way in the top of your head, right? So it's oriented differently. But anyway, so front of your astral third right here, that's, one of the round opening is right there. And you can get energy blocks right there in your physical body or your astral body, right? You can get energy blocks in the front of anywhere, right? In front of any opening of the chakra, right? Especially where flow comes in. So, but I was looking at some people's surveys and they were talking about their sleep, and it just clicked where it's like, oh yeah, let's work that. So the larger purpose, third chakra, the more obvious purpose, third chakra is for productivity, getting stuff done, and also good sleep. Okay. But the sort of thing that is not initially maybe obvious is that it looks like if you have too many blocks here on your astral body third chakra, you're not allowed to go to some of the more liberating astral levels in your sleep. So astral travel, some people say that word astral travel like, they did it once in their lifetime. I think I astral traveled last. And it's like, well, if you sleep, you astral travel. That's literally what that's what it means, is you as a spirit, the part of you that can come in your physical body and be fully present, ideally, hopefully, or maybe partially present when you're awake. That part of you, that's called your astral body, right? And so when your body is asleep, your astral body doesn't stay in there. You don't stay in your physical body while your body's asleep. You go off to the astral, hopefully with your angels escorting you and keeping you safe and helping you to learn and optimize your time, right? So you can have lots of fun too, but you can also get lots of healings, take angel classes, and super cool stuff, right? So, but if you have too many, so your astral body is what you're bringing with you, not your physical body, right? During your sleep, during astral travel. And if your astral body is too heavy, then the angels don't let you into the more like liberating, the most liberating flowing astral locations, because you'd basically muck it up and weigh the energy down of the place. You'd be like the wet rag at the party, you'd be like a downer, right? You'd sort of mess with the vibe, right? So, but if you can unblock enough of your physical third chakra, probably other chakras as well, but it seems like in front of the astral third is like the key place to have unblocked. And then it's like, now you're allowed in the most liberating astral levels, which is more fun and you can kind of get more done, and it's just cool. So that's unblocking the front of your astral body third chakra to help regular third chakra things, but also the bigger purpose is so you can have access to the most liberating astral levels in your sleep. You astral travel with your angels. And, we'll unblock physical third too. Why not, while we're at it. But the physical third wouldn't dictate what astral levels you're allowed onto in your sleep, because your physical third is in bed. So I hope that makes sense. So those are the two bigger things. Biggest things maybe. And then I will describe the other two things, which are still cool. Okay, so this one is kind of a repeat, but we'll do it in a new way. We did it yesterday, 2 days ago in the first healing 1 of 2. And I think it's actually a really big deal what we did. So I want to revisit it, do it again, and do a little different twist on it so it helps some people that are a little extra stuck about it. So, adapting to challenges. So being able to adapt. Can you adapt? So that's like, if something unexpected happens with your day, or something doesn't work out the way you thought it should, or, something's harder than you thought it was going to be, or somebody's, invasive and you'd rather they weren't, just whatever challenges you're dealing with, can you adapt? Can you use your you know, intelligence and wisdom and strength to have a positive perspective and positive solutions and actions. You know, can you deal? So, so we did work on that 2 days ago, and we worked on you know, just clearing any baggage in the way of you being able to adapt well. And that's sort of like the short form of adapting to challenges in a healthy way is adapt well. So can you adapt well? And we cleared expectations and judgments and shame that may be in the way, along with just any baggage at all that's in the way of you adapting as well as possible to your challenges that, you know, come up every day. And I noticed as I was looking at surveys, somebody's daughter, who I also heal, I mean, she's not a child anymore. She's, you know, technically an adult now. But anyway, I heal the mom and the daughter and a couple other family members. And she was having some trouble in school, like in college, dealing with an unexpected situation with her academics. And that's basically the whole adapting to challenges thing that we did 2 days ago. So I was looking at, well, that didn't help enough for her because she's still like kind of having a brain freeze about the situation at school. And I noticed that she has stuck repressed anger from this and past lives that got in the way, that kind of like short-circuited her brain. And we didn't really talk about that you could be stuck on anger, and that's why you can't just adapt to a current situation. We talked about that, you know, if you can't adapt, maybe you get derailed into depression or self-destructive behaviors or aggression towards other behaviors, aggressions towards others, behaviors of aggression towards others. So, but you can also, you know, so there's the sadness stuff, but there's also anger stuff. You can have too much repressed anger that just gets triggered, and you're pissed that something isn't working out the way you thought it should. And you may not even consciously feel the anger. It's just your brain kind of stops and you freak out, you know, about the current situation. So we're going to specifically clear if you have repressed anger baggage that's in the way of you adapting to challenges. And then also, once again, just clear any baggage in the way of you adapting well to challenges. 2 days ago, we also did this, I think, very cool thing about being determined versus being stubborn, but we're not going to repeat that today. It's not necessary, but it is a really good one. If you did want to go back and do that, I'm sure it's a cute little section. You could look it up in the healing from 2 days ago, the healing 1 of 2 of the January twin set, and they're all in the same playlist of January 2025 healings. That's in the info section of this live stream. But anyway, so we will work adapting to challenges again today. Long story short. And then okay. So hello. I'm going to be discussing politics for a second. So if anyone doesn't want to hear that, mute it right now. And I'll get rid of that banner once I'm done. But it relates to one of today's things that we're going to do of, like, you know, medium level importance. One of those 2 medium level ones is unmatched global pain and unmatched national pain. So yesterday, Donald J. Trump was yet again inaugurated as President of the United States of America. Deep breath. Wiggle your toes. Check your grounding. Redo your gold buffer zones. I am the flow. I'm not the glue. I am the flow. Right? So, it did derail some people, probably outside of the U.S. as well. Just the thought of it. It is potentially disturbing. Even the basically the oligarch that spent billions to get him in power, millions or billions, I don't know. Elon Musk, he did a Heil Hitler salute twice in some speech he did, which I'm sure he's going to deny that it was a Heil Hitler salute, but it was, and he did it on purpose twice. So anyway, it's quite disturbing. And so the thing is, I think it is, I mean, you don't want to get train wrecked about it, right? I mean, it is what it is. This is the situation. This is the reality presently of the US government. And ideally, you want to stay as present as possible so that you can keep asking the angels to clean out the US government as much as possible, clean out the US voters and non-voters that help to manifest this situation. Give everybody as much clean outs and healings as possible. And even, clean out and heal all the other countries in the world that have to handle this situation on some level. So anyway, so unmatched global pain and unmatched national pain can help with that. And so that's what we're going to do today. So that you can, be present, and you don't have to tune out. You can choose, what videos you listen to as far as political commentary. You can choose, what action you take as far as political donating, maybe, but they're, political groups tend to, play on people's emotion and fear and all that. And so because they want to, manipulate everybody to do a certain thing. And so it doesn't mean that you take no action if you refuse to be manipulated. I mean, you can you can clear the block so that, you're not stuck on the same national pain as many other people. So you're a lot harder to manipulate by political groups or, dark forces acting through political groups. But, you can still take action, like donating or whatever you choose to do or choose not to do. And you can choose, you can set boundaries with other people that maybe are making different choices than you are, all that good stuff. So yeah. So we'll work that a little bit. And I'm tempted to apologize to the whole world for Trump and Elon Musk and what millions of American voters voted for, but I'm careful not to do that because I don't want to take on the shame. I don't want to take on like national shame and national burdens, so interesting. But in my personal opinion, it is quite unfortunate, that current situation. And I will definitely be continuing to pray to the angels for help and assistance. So we'll probably too, in addition to unmatching national pain and global pain, we can ask for angel cleanouts. We'll do that today too. Angel cleanouts of, everybody on the planet, especially governments, the people and governments, people groups and governments. All right, cool. So that's it for the political discussion for now. Okay. So quick sales notes. There isn't really anything new and exciting. If you listen to all of these, you already know all this, but if you don't, a lot of people don't. So the February and March sets are on sale on my website. The website address is right there, jwhealing.com. So if you purchase one of the sets, then I will be healing you for those healings. And that's that. And so, if you have questions about that, you can check out my website. You can email me if the website isn't clear enough. And I'm very open to working with new people as well as veterans, as well as people I worked with several years ago but haven't since. And my email address is on my website. But here it is as well, janet@jwhealing.com. So there you go. Okay. So I will quickly look at chat comments. And then we'll do the 3 minutes of quiet, and then we'll get the healing going. Someone says, hi, with a little emoji. Thank you so much. Someone says, can see and hear you from Lake Worth, 22 degrees Fahrenheit, third day of rain. I figured out after the fact that you had posted a Celsius temperature for Florida, but I thought you were talking about Fahrenheit. So I even put a correction in like a timestamp in that part of the discussion. It can't really, it's not really 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Is it? No. I thought you were talking about Celsius and it was really in the 70s. Because I tried to find online temperatures for Lake Worth, Florida, and they were like 50s, 60s, 70s. They didn't say 20s. Huh. Wow. Well, yeah, that is horrifying to have 22 degrees Fahrenheit in Florida. If that's true, I still don't even believe that. Someone says, hi from Chicago, 1 degree Fahrenheit and sunny. See, now I believe that. Chicago is the land of extreme weather. So I absolutely believe that Chicago is only 1 degree Fahrenheit and very delightfully sunny, I'm sure. I'm sure if you're indoors, it looks like a gorgeous day out. So I'm sorry to my many, many Chicago clients for that weather. That's horrifying. But expected for Chicago. Someone says, are the yin-yang sides reversed with left-handed people? No, I don't think so. Someone says, I've got left shoulder issues. LOL, yes. Well, today's your day then. Someone says, can see and hear you. Yesterday was -9 degrees Fahrenheit in Colorado, but today is warm, 27 degrees in Evergreen, Colorado. So it's still below freezing. It's just less below freezing. -9 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just completely inappropriate. What the heck is going on? That's not even counting the wind chill. Do you have a lot of winds there too? Like, because in Chicago, it's always way worse because of the wind. Like here, not so much. I'm wondering about if you have a wind chill on top of that. But anyway, I'm glad you're back up to a balmy 27 degrees Fahrenheit in Evergreen, Colorado. Congratulations. Someone says, thanks for the political discussion. Super helpful. You're welcome. Someone says, hi from Chicago. Hello to you. Someone says, hi, Janet from chilly Las Vegas, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, boo-hoo for you. I would love 46. That's funny. Well, it's all relative, so I'm sure for you it feels dreadfully cold at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Layers is the secret. Many, many layers. All right. Someone says, it was a very tough day for me yesterday. I chose to stay inwards to find my peace. And today I got an email regarding the hiring freeze that he signed last night for federal workers. Double hit prayings. Yeah, I haven't watched any videos about what he did yesterday. I'm sure it's awful. I'll catch up on it at some point, but I want to know the facts, but not the drama and the the fear and misery that comes with it. I just want to know the facts. So I have to choose who I hear it from and how much of it I listen to so that I get enough of the facts without all the manipulative, triggering stuff that usually comes with it. So yeah. Someone says, do you still get the emails from the previous email you had? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, the previous email, the previous website and the previous emails, I get them. So if you email Janet at janetwrightreadings.com, I get it. If you forget the S though on Janet Wright Readings and you only do Janet Wright Reading, then I probably won't get it because I don't own that domain anymore. Because it seemed like nobody made that typo and left off the S, or nobody complained to me about it. So, but yeah, so if you email the old address, Janet at janetwrightreadings.com, I will get it, but I would suggest that you not do that because someday I might not have that domain. So try to shift gears and use the new stuff. JW Healing with no S. And the logic of JW Healing with no S is just that I wanted it to be as short as possible. Short. JW Healing. JW Healing. All right. You're right. I'm wrong. 70 Fahrenheit. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you did that to me. You freaked me out 2 days. 2 days. 2 different days about your temperatures. That's funny. Celsius, Canada. Fahrenheit, America. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Izzy, so you're saying you forgot that. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So you're only 70 Fahrenheit, which is pretty glorious. You're 70 Fahrenheit, which is good. Good for you. I'm glad. That's why you came to Florida for right now, for those 70-degree temps. Okay, someone says, yes, we get high winds. Feels like -18. Oh my. So it feels like -18 with wind chills in Evergreen, Colorado right now. I am glad I'm not there. Man, oh man. Someone says, I just want to know the facts too, trying to stay away from certain news outlets. Yeah. Yeah, I find that I get enough of the facts often if I just read video headlines and don't actually watch the videos. Or I'll look at the image, like Elon Musk's Heil Hitler salute. I saw that image, on many videos. I didn't watch them, but I saw the image, so I was aware that he had done that. But then, or Sieg Heil salute is what it's officially called, I guess. But then I did watch, there's this channel, I'll post it below later, but he's very irreverent. I like him. He's sort of, I don't watch a lot of him, but I like him because he's very certain and pretty present and confident, and so he doesn't really get into a lot of the hype and the fear and the drama. He does a little bit, so that's why I pick and choose his videos, but I'll use my intuition. I think his name is Hassan Abi or something. Hassan Abi. He's like the cousin. He's this younger cousin of Cenk Unger of TYT. I do not watch TYT anymore. I mean, not never, ever, ever, but in general, I don't watch them because they're very like, let's get stuck in our rage about this. Let's get stuck in our rage and judgment about this, And so while I may share some of their political beliefs, the way they express them is just, it's just an energy that I really don't want to be anywhere near. So anyway, but I'll link below his YouTube channel. There's a couple YouTube channels he has. Like there's him, and then there's this guy Hassan Abi. There are other YouTube channels that like summarize his work that I'm not sure he's affiliated with, but whatever. He's an interesting guy. I'll post below later after the stream about him. But like, I used to listen a lot to David Dole, who's a Canadian who does American commentary, but he gets caught up in a lot of the hype, and I think sometimes he misses a few of the facts of like the reality in the US because keeps beating he's very progressive, which I am as well, but he just gets very stuck in this thought that, you know, if you just communicate properly to the American people, we'd all be evolved and vote for progressive Democrats, which I think he's really, maybe he hasn't traveled much within our country to understand. He's been to like to New York City, and that's it. So, you know, he doesn't really understand a lot of the people that live in the US, like how they think. You know, it's way less progressive than he actually thinks. Millions and millions of people. So anyway, I've kind of eased off his stuff because he gets very, you know, emotionally charged with what he says sometimes. I mean, the reason I liked him is because he was less emotionally charged often, but he's sort of drifting. So I'll be very sparing. I'll just listen to his stuff like maybe once a month. At this point, I read his headlines, and that's enough. His video headlines. Okay, so anyway. Someone says, and for example, like Midas Touch is a progressive news outlet, but they're very get caught up in the emotion of it all, you know, and very long rambling. So not only is it not time efficient, it's like very, you know, triggering because they're all like emotionally charged about it. So anyway, I have to pick and choose. Someone says, "Hey Janet, my sister was being all stressed out over that political stuff earlier, and I thought the same thing. It's that global pain, so we're clearing nationally too. That's cool." Meaning, yeah, there's national pain. Like, for example, you know, if I had to generalize, you know, maybe like everyone that voted for Trump maybe is stuck on certain blocked energy. And then everyone that didn't vote for Trump, that voted for, you know, Kamala Harris, it's not like they're not stuck, you know, they have stuff they're stuck on, especially now that Trump's in office, right? So unmatching from all that allows you to, you know, have political opinions, but not get caught up in the Civil War vibe of it all. And, you know, so you can be more mindful about what level of action or inaction is best for you at this time. So, yeah. Someone says, "Thanks for the healing. 55 degrees Fahrenheit here." You're not posting your location, and I won't say it if you don't post it. But that's nice. I would definitely take 55 degrees Fahrenheit right now. For us, it's probably below freezing still, or maybe just above freezing. Oh, in Qatar. Okay, thank you. So in Qatar, I mean, I knew that, but I didn't want to say it if you don't say it. So in Qatar, it's 55 Fahrenheit. That is nice. Just thinking about that is nice. All righty. Healthy beverage. You have a healthy beverage, always good. My healthy beverage at the moment is just warm water. Very unexciting, but important. All right, cool. Well, I'm excited for this healing. And if you have a comment about the moving glitter and you paid for the healing, you can put it in your survey. I did read people's feedback, and generally it was positive about the moving gold glitter. But if you have an opinion about it, you want to share on the healing survey, that last question is a good place to put, you know, what you think about the moving glitter, if it works for you or not. The concept behind it is just, you know, it's kind of fun inner child kind of stuff, but also that, you know, I'm using gold light to heal myself, and you can use gold light to heal yourself. I'm using gold light to heal the people that purchase the healing. And so the flowing gold light, you know, is sort of, and it's supposed to be slightly distracting just to remind you of, you know, flowing gold light, and that, you know, you can heal yourself with flowing gold light, and, you know, sort of like a a lighthearted reminder. Alrighty. Okay, so after the 3 minutes, well, towards the end of it, I'll start the healing. And then for, except for the first minute of quiet, then the rest of the time as I'm healing, I will talk out loud as I do it. So you could use it as an all levels healing walkthrough if you wish. Okay, thanks for waiting. So, you can start by unblocking your hand chakras more, using one hand to heal the other hand. And you have hand chakra in the palm of each hand and a fingertip chakra, one in each fingertip, right? And so, like all chakras, they spin and generate energy. So, how do you generate gold light? You just set those chakras, the hand chakra and the fingertip chakras, to that color with your intention or your thought. You don't have to see. Do it. And metallic gold color, like this glitter, or like the the moving backdrop that I have, moving background. And just let the gold light coming out of your hands unblock the other hand. And you want to, your hands aren't just, you know, floating by themselves, right? They're connected to your shoulder and your arm. And so you as a spirit, when you come in, you put your astral body arms in your physical body, you know, through the shoulder, like you're putting on a shirt, right? And you're putting on gloves that are connected to the shirt, right? So if your shoulders are too blocked, it really limits how much you can get into your arm. Because it'll be really hard to detour around your shoulder as a spirit, right? And so you can, easily use your hands to unblock your shoulders as well. Like that, or you can make a copy out in front of you, which with shoulders, I tend to prefer that, but not always. You can go here too, especially when you're doing like right inside there, the flow right inside there. Like say if you're doing energy blocks in your auras around it, maybe, seeing it as a copy out in front of you is a little bit cooler and easier. But you can definitely just go tactile, and do it this way and unblock your shoulders and your arms. So however you want to do it, but unblock your shoulders and your arms. Your elbows can be a really train wreck kind of place for a lot of people. And you can get, a lot of hard objects jammed in there. And obviously that'll be a problem. Yeah. So you can go ahead and heal the inside of your elbow. I don't know what that part's called. I know this part's called your elbow, but I have no idea what this part's called. But just get all the hard objects. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Just kind of grab them, surround them in gold light, ease them out. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my shoulders or my arms or my hands, including both sides of my elbows, my whole elbow area. We can call the whole thing the elbow area, like we do the biker shorts area. So the elbow area. Just unblock it. Angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my elbow area, can you please recycle them? But yeah, more hard objects, get those out. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Because a lot of people have a lot of leaks. So it's like your life force is going down the upper arm, and then all of a sudden half of it leaks out right here because there's so much junk going on. And so then there's a lot less of you going into your forearm, your lower arm, and your hands. So fix, heal, and repair and unblock that elbow area. Elbow area. A new term is born. Elbow power. And you might have certain people cording to that area in your elbows, your inner elbow area, your elbow area, whatever. They just melt cords from people. And your aura's, right up against it, like first layer of your aura, right up against there. Astral body and physical body. Just go ahead and find some blocks there. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? And then melt away cords from people. And melt away your resistance out of these blocks so they can explode fully. How about that? Elbow power. I'll write that. That's just funny. Elbow power. No, we already did it, but so elbow power. Yeah, so we just did it. We just finished working on the elbows, the elbow area. So unblock your shoulders, your arms, including your elbow area, your wrist area, and your hands. Right. And you do have a lot of fabulous energy meridians that either begin or end in different fingers. So you don't want to blow off your fingers. They're really important. All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, so let's do grounding. Grounding is really important. I have a new 5-minute video on grounding. No, it's 7 minutes, and it also includes repairing energy leaks in your arms and your legs and your shoulders. So good blend of stuff. But anyway, okay, so, and that is in the short video playlist, which I will be linking below in the comment section. So redo both your groundings, make them both the same color, whatever shade you like of red or orange or yellow. And then you can make a copy out in front of you of your groundings so that you can comb through them with gold light from your hands and unblock. You want big flow all the way down, especially in the back. So, you know, you might find that, I mean, who wants to meditate 8 hours a day, right? I don't, right? So it's just good to notice patterns, though, you know, try to be very time efficient, you know, but like, say you notice, oh, I think the back of my grounding has been more blocked up recently than I've realized. So then, you know to like check the back of your grounding a couple times each day, you know, for a while until that's just not a thing. You know, so notice your grounding and notice any patterns that you have. Like, are there big gashes? Is there, you know, a couple people that keep, you know, hooking into the groundings, and just melt away the connections from other people? You know, use gold light all the way up and down. And melt away any connections from other people to your grounding, because that doesn't help anybody. And, you know, I mentioned the political stuff. So you may have, you know, drama and trauma from other people in your grounding. You know, it could be that they agree with you politically, and so they just are like handing out, you know, why this sucks kind of flyers to everybody they know. You know, so just check your whole space for why this sucks flyers, you know, little pieces of energy that someone may have handed you. Just wash it out of your space, including out of your grounding. And just melt it away. Because you too may think that, you know, the US political situation sucks. But you don't have to be stuck about it. You know, you can be flowing, non-judgmental, have your boundaries, have your safety, and, you know, make the most of your life, make choices, whatever. You know, you don't have to bond with everybody else who also thinks the way you think, right? So just melt away everybody's junk out of your grounding, including political junk. All right, good enough. Good job. Okay. I'm going to stick this in here. I was going to just do aura repair next, but let's do this next. I think it will be helpful. So I already talked about it in the intro, in one of those today's concepts section. So let's just do it. It is politically related in a way. So put out in front of you copies of anywhere that you're stuck that's similar to where everyone else on the planet is stuck. Or maybe not everybody, but millions of people. Enough people, you know? So put out in front of you energy blocks that are too similar to others on the globe, to many others on the globe, and go ahead and use gold light and, melt cords going into those blocks. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to this blocked energy, can you please recycle them? So again, these are your energy blocks. You can even say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? They're going to be like, yes. So then you can wash yourself out of these blocks, wash your own resistance out of these blocks, and just generally they'll just explode at that point. When you've gotten out the invasive beings and the people and your own self, then explode. But if not, you could forcibly blow them up, or you could give them to your angels and say, angels, can you help me with these? So one more time, any energy blocks that you have in your space right now, triggered or even not triggered, but that are way too similar to what millions of people on the planet have as well, such that it's hard for you to, be separate from sort of a big global pain sandwich that everybody's chomping on. So, just put out there your energy blocks that are too similar to many other people on the planet. And say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? And then use lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy, soak them all in red earth energy. Use gold light to melt cords going into these energy blocks. Wash yourself out of the energy blocks so they just melt away or explode. If there are any left over, you can give them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? One more time, just put out in front of you any energy blocks that you have that are too similar to what millions of people are stuck on as well. And angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you recycle them? And then just melt cords going into these blocks and melt yourself, wash yourself out, your own resistance out of these energy blocks so that they can explode. Or you can just keep using gold light until they all melt. If you have any left over, just give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? So UNP, unmatched national pain, is similar. It's just, you're looking to see if you're blocked up in a similar way to millions of people in your country where you're living currently. And you could do like, okay, say you're a national of Qatar, but you're living in Canada, so then you might want to unmatch national pain for both Qatar and Canada, or whatever. You're a US national living in Japan, so you might want to unmatch national pain for both United States people and people in Japan. So whatever. So just a big gold blanket out in front of you, put out in front of you any way that you're blocked, any energy blocks that you personally have within your space that are way too similar to people in countries that you're interested in, you live in or you have national affiliation with, right? And say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? And then go ahead and, use gold light, melt cords going into all that, wash people out. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into any of this, can you please recycle them? And then just keep using lots of gold light. Wash yourself out, your own resistance. They'll probably blow up with that, but if not, you can just keep using gold light until they melt away, or you can like forcibly blow them up, or you can just give any leftovers to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? So one more time, unmatched national pain. So of whatever nations you feel affiliation with, put out in front of you blocked energy that you have within you that is too similar to what other people in the nation or nations have. And then the angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? And then go ahead and melt cords from people going into all that junk. And then wash yourself out, all your resistance, wash your resistance out of all this blocked energy. And it might just all blow up at that point, but if not, wash yourself out more. And you can melt it fully that way, or just blow it up forcefully, or hand any leftovers to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with this? All right. So that was UGP and UNP, unmatched global pain and unmatched national pain. So now angel cleanouts. And you can always ask angels to clean out stuff. Like, angels, can you clean out my home, please? You know, angels, can you please clean out my car? Angels, can you, what's another good one? Well, if you're going somewhere, like if you're going to a big store, you can ask for an angel clean out of the store. Don't expect that it's going to be, you know, as thorough as your own home getting cleaned out, because the store, you know, the manager has a lot to do with, you know, so like if the manager has kind of, you know, off energy, then that's going to affect the store quite a bit. So your angels can't just fix all that for you, you know, but say there are a bunch of invasive beings that don't really need to be there, and the manager is, you know, not like keeping them there per se, then your angels can, you know, clean them out for you. So it's worth asking. Anyway, so but so you could say all those that I just mentioned, you know, angels, can you clean out my home? Angels, can you please clean out my car? Angels, can you please clean out, you know, the places I'll be visiting today? But specifically politically relevant, the U.S. inauguration of I don't even want to say his name. What do they call him? There was some like acronym people were using for him. I forgot. But anyway, Donald Trump. He got inaugurated again as the U.S. president. So, you know, if you want, you can say, angels, please clean out the energy of the U.S. government. It's not like the U.S. government was totally pure when Biden was in office or when anyone else was in office. You know, it's always good to get clean outs, because dark energy tends to find people that have more power. You know, because if it can influence those people, it can affect a lot of people. You know, there's a big ripple effect, you know. So if they can make somebody who, let's say, is very well known be, you know, speak in a triggering, fear-inducing way, then that's great. You know, a lot of people now will be triggered and in fear. I mean, that's great for that invasive being. That's not great for, you know, in some absolute sense. But anyway, so it's always good to say, you know, angels, can you clean out, you know, all the governments on the planet? You know, angels, can you please clean out all the rich and powerful people on the planet? You know, angels, can you please, you know, give cleanouts to every sentient being on the planet? Like, right, that's I don't know. I don't think that's a Catholic thing. I was brought up Catholic. I'm absolutely not Catholic anymore. I haven't been Catholic for a very long time, but I was raised Catholic. But I never heard them say, like, you know, blessings for everyone on the planet. You know, it was more like we go to heaven and they don't, you know, kind of a thing. You know, be a part of the church and come every Sunday so you don't go to hell, you know, kind of an idea. But I think within Buddhism, there's more of like, and I was not raised a Buddhist, so I'm really not totally sure. But I think that within Buddhism, there's more of like a praying for all sentient beings, you know, including not just humans, but, you know, animals and stuff. So that's kind of cool, you know. So you could ask for, you know, angel cleanouts and healings for all beings on the planet, you know, every incarnated being on the planet, you know, so including animals, people and animals, and plants, I guess, too. I don't know. Plants aren't really incarnated beings, though. I guess there's a being with the plant, but the plant really isn't a being. So it's complicated. But anyway, just say, angels, can you please clean out all the people on the planet? Because you don't want to assume that just the people that don't agree with you politically are the ones that need cleanouts, So it's good to get everyone cleanouts. Oh yeah, and so I asked for cleanouts for the governments, but just all the people too. Angels, can you please clean out everyone that voted for Donald J. Trump? Everyone that didn't vote for Donald J. Trump, who voted for somebody else, or everyone that just didn't vote? Can you please give everyone a clean out? And angels, can you please clean out everyone on the planet who may or may not be adversely affected by U.S. elections? And of course, angels, can you please give healings to everyone on the planet? Why not? Okay, cool. So as you can see, I'm still a little stuck about the election, but not much. Not as much as it could be. It's a work in progress. So maybe I'll do some of that freestyle on my own. More UGP and more UNP. Okay, so now some fundamentals, essentials, aura repair. So you have 17 auras. You can make a copy out in front of you of all of them. It's your astral body aura, physical body aura, and 15 Wei Qi auras. Wei Qi is strong boundaries energy. So make a copy out in front of you of your 17 auras and just run as much gold light as possible through your auras so that you're unblocking and repairing them. And you can, sense like, okay, well, do I have rips up here? Do I have rips back here? Where are the rips? Do I need aura repair? When in doubt, assume you do need it and do it. But, it's nice to be able to check and notice if you do. But then a very newbie-friendly, all-purpose kind of technique is you repair all of your rips at once with composite copy technique. So you make an image of a rip and you say with your intention, okay, this rip represents all the rips that I currently have in my 17 auras. And then you go ahead and repair all the rips by working this composite copy rip, right? So you use sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands that hardens and sticks to everything that's not you. So fill up the rip with sticky gold wax, have the sticky gold wax stick to hard objects, invasive beings, invasive people, everything that's not you, right? And then it forms a big lump, a gold wax lump, right? And then you lift that out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go, right? Fill it sticky gold wax again, get rid of all that junk. Angels, here you go. So now the gold light should make really good contact with the ripped parts of your auras so that you can effectively repair. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? You can, let's do one more time, just in case there's some leftover rips. So make a copy of another, make an image of a rip and say, okay, well, this represents any leftover rips that I still have. The sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. Angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? You wash people out too. There are people's energy lingering. That out. And use gold light to repair. Rip. Okay, and then double check the outer surface of all your 17 auras. Check for any hard objects sticking out or any leaks, energy leaks, and just Use lots of gold light. You can pop out the hard objects that are still there, have them destroy as they pop out. And then just use gold light to repair the leaks. If leaks are not repairing even after you popped out the hard objects, then there are probably invasive beings in the way. So you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And try not to get pissed off if you have invasive beings, you know, that you have to clear. You know, try to be more of like a non-judgmental detective about it and be like, okay, well, how are they getting in? You know, there must be some kind of leak or damage that I can work on. You know, if you have a significant issue with beings, typically it's just a sign of a bigger issue, right? It's not just, oh, these damn beings, you know. Something's damaged, something's leaking, or you're avoiding some baggage, so you're not present in a certain area. And so if you clear the baggage, then you're more present there, so then there's less room for the beings. So there's generally, you know, something that you're meant to learn, a deeper thing, rather than just fixating on the presence of invasive beings. All right, and you can redo your gold buffer zones. You do have a video about gold buffer zones if you don't know what they are and you want to learn how to create them. All right, good job, good job. Okay, so we will repair and unblock the creative rings. And while we're unblocking the creative rings, we will also unblock the 7 chakras. And then after that, in the next section, we'll repair all chakras at the same time. So creative rings 1, 2, 3, they're right up here. They come and go with you as a spirit. They're a part of your astral body energy system. 3 gold rings. And so just make a copy of them out in front of you and use lots of gold light. And let the gold light melt away cords from other people going into these rings. Let the gold light repair damage. Be big missing chunks. There could be little cracks. So the rings, if there's too many cords going in, sending energy that's not yours, the flaps stick out like that. And that's what you don't want. You want the flaps to be shut, so it's like a smooth round opening. So then your energy, you know, can come through the rings in the middle part. You want this part nice and unblocked, but then you also want these flaps shut, so it's a nice smooth round opening. So don't force anything, just melt the cords, so then the flaps will fall shut. Melt all those cords. Hear any damage. So each of your 3 creative rings has flaps like that, like I showed. So you want to just let each of them relax enough so that the flaps fall shut. And then generally there's a chain reaction, a nice chain reaction with your chakras as well, your major chakras along your spine, because they also have flaps around the round openings. And so those flaps can fall shut too. So a lot of times it's like those fall shut and then, you know, all sorts of flaps fall shut. And some don't, maybe because there are still cords, you know, somewhere. But, you know, we'll work on that too. So you can imagine your 3 gold creative rings and then your chakras, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So you have 2 sets of 7 chakras, your astral body, 7 chakras, and your physical body, 7 chakras. You can imagine them one inside the other, unless you're not fully present in the bottom chakras and they're next to each other. But just you could sticky gold wax the whole thing. So that's gold light that sticks to everything that's not you, that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. And then move out the wax with the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax your creative rings and both sets of 7 chakras. Move out the junk. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. All right, good enough. I do have 2 short videos with creative ring repair and unblocking. One of them also, it does creative rings and also 7th and 6th chakras and talks about vision a little bit. And the other one does more of what we just did with creative ring repair and unblocking plus all the major chakras along the spine unblocking. Those are 2 different creative ring short videos, depending on what you're in the mood for. Each of them is like probably 7 minutes or less in the short video playlist that is featured on my YouTube channel page. Okay. So let's repair and unblock all major and minor chakras at the same time. So this is the basic chakra shape. You have all sorts of chakras, your major chakras along your spine. All the acupuncture points are little chakras as well. You have big chakras that keep the energy flowing, like down your arms, for example, or up your legs. Joints, all joints have chakras before them and after them. So you have a ton of joints everywhere. So you have a lot of chakras, right? So just imagine a composite copy image, looking like the chakra shape, and with your intention, have it represent all of your chakras anywhere, all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, right? So just use lots of cold light and melt away junk. Melt away stuff that's not you, that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. And wash out stuff that got triggered from political stuff. And wash out stuff that's maybe triggered because it's winter or because it's cold. So wash all that stuff out. You can melt away your baggage. You don't have to keep it. Right? You keep the wisdom, but you don't have to keep the pain. I'll melt cords. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my chakras, can you please recycle them? You can lift out energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of. You could blow them up at that point if you're healing yourself. Or you can lift out the energy blocks and melt them away with lots of gold light. Or lift them out and give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? And you can just think of, what am I stuck on these days? You don't have to really know what it is consciously, but, whatever you're stuck on these days, just find the stuck energy in your chakras that relates to that and lift that out and melt it away. Gold light or blow it up. So lift out baggage that causes you to be especially stuck these days. Just lift that out and melt it away with lots of gold light. And then for the theme, we want to progress with the theme, courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition, right? So is there any baggage that you can clear from any of your chakras that will help you with this theme to progress with your courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition, right? So lift out the theme-related baggage that's healthy and gentle to get rid of, And you can melt it away with gold light or blow it up. Lift out your theme-related baggage, melt it away. Lift out your theme-related baggage, melt it away. Again, think of those flaps around the round openings, and you want them to relax and fall shut, and they will do that if you melt enough cords and unblock enough. Then it's just so much easier for your chakras to do their job. All right. You have any hard objects still stuck in your chakras? Lift those out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Any hard objects, lift those out. Angels, here you go. And do some extra repair now that the hard objects are gone. Are there any invasive beings in the way? Angels, can you recycle them? All right, good job. So for a little variety, let's look at some. Sorry, hold on. All right, so I'm hoping you can hear me fine. My sound looks a little different right now, so I don't like that. So if somebody's listening and they're near their keyboard as well, you could let me know if my sound is fine right now with the waterfall. I want to show the waterfall, but I don't want to mess with my sound. It's not working well. Hello, hello. Yeah, maybe it's fine. Okay. So, oh, good. Thank you for the confirmation. So we'll do back of skull stuff, behind the skull, behind the base of the skull, behind the neck stuff. So good karma windows are back here. They're part of your energy as a spirit. They're part of your astral body. They're these triple frame windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one in each astral body aura layer back here. So just it's nice. I like unblocking them when I first wake up in the morning, because it's one of the ways that you bring in new energy. You bring in new energy from here, through here, but also through here. So if you have junk here, it might be especially uncomfortable in like subtle ways. You know, when you're waking up in the morning, that's a time to bring in a lot of new energy that you made with your angels in your sleep. You know, new ideas, new levels of motivation. That's why, you know, if you're only going to meditate one time during the day, you know, right when you wake up would be the ideal. But, you know, little times, a couple times a day is probably even more effective. But if you're just going to only do once and that's it, not even like 2 minutes at other times of the day, then first thing you wake up is cool, because that's when you're first trying to bring in all that new energy from that you created in your sleep. Anyway, so you can lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light, lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. There could be energy that's not yours that kind of weaves through your good karma windows into your base of skull points or your major chakras, the upper ones. So just you can imagine it kind of like roots of a plant, roots of like a weed that you want to get rid of, and you want to get rid of the roots of the weed, not just the stem of the weed, right? So you just imagine the whole thing of, invasive people or invasive beings, surround all that junk with gold light that's kind of woven through, and just ease it out. Angels, here you go. So freeze whatever's not you in your good karma windows and your upper chakras. Ease it out with gold light. Angels, here you go. Because you don't want to feel like a pressure back here, right? And you can, do a little massage, physically speaking, back here. And you can do like a red grounding for your base of skull points back here. Like just a red grounding that just goes from the center of the earth all the way up to the base of your skull, just to like dump out as much junk as possible. You don't want anything that's not you. It's just going to block things up and make it really uncomfortable, harder for you to be. So going to base of skull points, to showing them right there. So the row at the top of the earlobe and the row of points at the bottom of the earlobe, all those points, that's what I'm calling base of skull points. You can heal those meridians and those points with gold light. You don't have to know what each one is, but the middle one, that's governing vessel meridian, starts in the crotch, goes up and arches around the head, ends in the roof of the mouth. So it's like a candy cane or something. And then that's governing vessel meridian. And then the yellow one is urinary bladder meridian, starts in the inner corner of the eye, and then goes up and over, and then divides from 2 branches into 4 branches as it goes down your back, which we will be doing in detail soon in the healing. We'll do back meridians. So right now, just right as it's back here in the base of your skull, you just don't want a lot of pressure on those points. And the gallbladder meridian, that's the one like a teal blue green color. It zigzags around the side of your head, and that's what you see there next to the yellow lines is the green. That's gallbladder meridian, then it zigzags down the side of your body. But anyway, just right there. And so in order to take pressure off those points and those meridians, comb outward through your auras. From those, comb through the points with gold light and outward, and find big chunks of blocked energy. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you recycle them? And then just uncord all the people from the blocks. Like, don't assume it's just one person. It could be many, many, many people cording. So just melt all those cords, and then wash yourself out of these big chunky blocks. Wash your resistance out so that the blocks explode. They don't just automatically explode like that. Then you could use a little force to explode them. So comb through your base of skull points and outward through the auras. Gather up the hard chunks. The angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords and people's energy out of the blocks. Melt your own resistance out of the blocks so that they explode. And if any of it's not exploding, you can give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, so flow zone is that same general area, but in your physical body. and it includes the physical neck, in and around the neck, flow zone. So back here in your physical body aura and here. And just check for, you can get like a really big block that piles up there in the flow zone, just behind the base of the skull and the base of the neck. How do you get that? Well, if somebody's cording an energy block there and sending their energy in there, it might not go in and through the body. It might, but it might just stay out there and build up this big, like hard, like chunk of cement, back there. So check out your flow zone. And if you have a big chunky block, you say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this, can you please recycle them? Hooked into means cording. You could say cording too. And then melt cords from people going into that big chunk. And then melt yourself out. Any resistance that you have. This is how it'll blow up at that point, but if it doesn't, you can use a little force to blow it up completely. Or just give any leftovers to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? Again, you can always do a little bit of physical massage of that area. Back of your neck, the base of your skull. And you can comb through so that you're kind of catching up any invasive energy that's going into the back of your throat chakra there, coming through the flow zone, and just freeze it. Grab it out. Angels, here you go. Freeze anything that's not you. Angels, here you go. Freeze it. Angels, here you go. Again, a little massage. Back of your neck. Gentle stretching. So if you have any energy that's not yours, it's coming through the back of the flow zone there into your physical neck or around your physical neck. Freeze it. Drag it out. Angels, here you go. Freeze it. Drag it out. Angels. And while we're at it, you can go up and down your spine, the bones of your spine, your vertebrae, and heal them. You can run red earth energy through them and gold light. And just hunt for anywhere that the energy kind of locked up and use a lot of gold light so that it's no longer stuck. You want energy to be able to flow freely up and down your spine, your energy and your body's life force, up and down your spine. But if you notice that there's energy, say, from your siblings running up and down your spine, or, somebody like an ex or something, or even somebody who's nice, like an invasive helper, just wash everybody out of your skull, your jaw, and your spine, all the bones in your spine. Wash everybody out. All right, good enough. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, so I explained this a ton. There's a whole section on it before the healing started. It's labeled like today's concepts dash left shoulder or something like that. So there's a lot of meaning behind why we're doing this, but let's just do it now. So imagine your left shoulder. So here's Akudal's left shoulder, right? And but just imagine yours, not hers. and specifically, I want to work all around the shoulder, including the back, like around the scapula and the front and the top, but specifically the top in the astral body aura, right sitting on top right there. So close to the astral body, in the astral body aura, in that first layer, because the astral body has 7 layers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, generated by your astral body chakras, right? So your first chakra of your astral body generates your first layer of your astral body aura, which is all around you. Specifically right here, let's get rid of blocks there. So just find a whole bunch of them and just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings cording these blocks? Take a deep breath while your angels do that. And then melt cords from people going into these blocks. And then melt yourself out, melt your own resistance out of these blocks. And then they'll probably explode at that point, but if they don't, you can use a little bit of force to blow them up yourself. And again, let's do it. So right here on your astral body, just above your left shoulder, go ahead, find some blocks there. They could be nudged up right against the neck, or they could be just a big long one right along the whole shoulder. And just find a bunch, and just angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into here? And then melt cords from people. Melt yourself out of these blocks till they all explode. Or you could forcibly explode them, or just hand them to your angels. So find some that you want to just hand to your angels that's on your shoulders, around your shoulders of your astral body. Left shoulder specifically. And lift it out and just say, angels, can you help me with this? So red is an ideal color, I would say, for your first chakra, either physical or astral body first chakra. So you can set your astral body first chakra to your favorite shade of red and shade your physical body first chakra to that same shade of red. And then so that means that your astral body first chakra is generating that color of red. So when you see that color of red in your aura, that's you, right? But if your astral body first layer is some other color other than the red that you're now generating, chances are that's not you. It could be a really stuck version of you, or it could be someone else's energy. So just check around your left shoulder. And you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, can you please recycle them? You can have hard objects stuck in that area. So like, you know, bam, 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 all around here. Anywhere here, really. You know, all along around the clavicle. Scapula, sorry, around the scapula. So like, you know, anywhere around there, you can have hard objects stuck there. So sticky gold wax the whole area all around your left shoulder. And have the wax stick to the hard objects. And ease out all the objects with the wax. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax all around your left shoulder, left side of your neck. And have the wax stick to the junk that's not you, especially hard objects. And lift all that out. Angels, here you go. And then you can repair. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? You might have more hard objects that you become aware of. You can lift those out with gold light. Angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. Say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, can you please recycle them? Use gold light. Fill up the gashes so they repair. You can do physical massage, obviously, of your left shoulder while you're working, you know, just as a little nice compliment to your work. Because like a lot of times that you know, if you find a muscle that's kind of knotted up, there's a hard object or two right there, you know, either in the astral body aura right there, astral body right there, or physical body right there, or both. So not only does it, you know, maybe help the muscles relax a little bit to massage like that, but you could be like giving yourself information as a healer, you know, which is a great workaround when you can't see perfectly, you know, because most people can't see perfectly. I can't see perfectly, you know, so it's good to use every sense that you possibly have, you know, to find this stuff. So find some hard objects like around your scapula back there, you know, that bone right there, big flat bone behind your shoulder. Just find some hard objects around there, and you can pop them out and have them explode, or you can ease them out with gold light. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Here you go. They can be like spears like this, or they could be like wedges, you know, of energy. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. And they don't have to be just from this life. You know, they can definitely be from past lives. You can pop them out, let them explode. And as you're working, notice if new energy of yours is coming in through this area now that you have better presence and flow here. All right, so that's good enough for now. Well, I think we did physical at the same time. What you could do as we wrap up is just compare your left shoulder of your astral body to your left shoulder of your physical body, just to see which one still needs the most work. And you can comb through both of them separately. Lots of gold light. So your left astral body shoulder, your left physical body shoulder. Just use lots of gold light. Just remind yourself, hey, this is me. This is my area. You know, if it's your body, it's still your body. And if it's your astral body, that's like very much you. So just unblock it as much as you want. And your aura is around there, around your left shoulder, check out, you know, which one is more blocked, your astral body aura around your astral body shoulder, or your astral body left shoulder, or your physical body aura around your physical body left shoulder. So again, you know, you can imagine them both together in case imagining them separately makes you be separate. It shouldn't, but you know, you never know. So be in both shoulders, be in both elbow areas, be in both wrists, both hands. All right, good job. You can compare like left shoulder and right shoulder, you know, so imagine like both your astral body shoulders inside your physical body shoulders, and just see which one is more blocked, which one is less blocked, left or right side. And can you bring in your new energy through your right shoulder enough? And can you bring in your new energy through your left shoulder enough? And just unblock both your left shoulder and your right shoulder so that you can balanced and not be distracted by wounds that you have to protect. Couple deep breaths. Breathe into your toes, your legs, your butt, spine, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers. All right, good job. So that was feeling and unblocking mostly your left shoulder, both in and around your left shoulder of your astral body as well as your physical body, including the auras around it. But we also at the end did some right shoulder work, just in case you need that too. Okay, so I talked about this in the intro in a section called Today's Concepts, Adapt to Challenges. So we'll just get to doing right now. So put out in front of you any baggage that you have. It could be just stuff that's not even yours, but it's in your space. So any stuck energy in your space that makes it harder for you to adapt well to challenges. So just put all that out in front of you, giant piles, any baggage, any junk in your space that makes it harder for you to adapt well and adjust to unexpected events, challenging events, whatever, right? And say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? That way they'll take away stuff that's too much to clear right now. So that means anything that's still there, yes, it is good and healthy and gentle to clear right now. So go ahead, you could blow it all up. You could melt it away with cold light. Wash yourself out of the pile, melt cords going into the pile from other people. And clear it. All right. If any left over, give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? So we'll do that one more time. Just any baggage at all of any kind that makes it harder for you to adapt well, to change, adapt well to challenges. To say if something doesn't go your way, you know, do you get stuck about it and train wreck, or, you know, can you just adjust and nurture yourself a little and, you know, clear the stuck energy and figure out what to do next? You know, can you adapt well, right? So just put all the baggage out in front of you that makes it hard for you to adapt well to challenges. And say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? Is it healthy and gentle? Deep breath. So whatever's still there that your angels didn't remove is healthy and gentle to clear right now. So you can go ahead, you could soak it all in red earth energy. You can use gold light, melt cords going into it from other people. You can wash yourself out of the pile, your own resistance, your own stuck emotional baggage out of it. So you're not in it. It's just a bunch of blocked energy, but you're not really hanging on to it. So then it can blow up, or you can add some extra oomph and blow it up yourself, or melt it away. And if any's left over, just say, angels, can you recycle all this for me? And you can have invasive beings that are contributing to the drama and making you more stubborn or more, you know, likely to be stuck about, you know, just unexpected events or challenging events. So you can have sort of a suspect lineup of all the invasive beings that generally or sometimes make it harder for you to adapt to challenges. As the angels, can you recycle all these beings? Alrighty. So then just one extra little modification of this is we'll clear repressed anger. So before we just cleared all baggage that was in the way of you adapting well. So now we'll do repressed anger. If you have repressed anger that gets triggered when things don't go your way or things are harder, you know, it's much easier to just not be able to cope with the current situation and not, you know, to have a more of a negative perception of things. And you know, it's no fun. So put out in front of you any anger, any repressed anger that you have from this life or past lives that makes it harder for you to adapt to challenges that come up. And you can say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then anything that's there, yes, it is healthy and gentle. So all this repressed anger that you have, you don't have to feel it. Just wash yourself out of it so you feel it even less, and melt cords going from other people into this repressed anger. And also you may have invasive beings that are courting this anger. So angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of this clearing or hooked into this anger? And then you can just blow up all that repressed anger that you have. And if any of it's left over, you can give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right, good job. All right. Okay, so we're gonna unblock the front of your astral body third chakra, which I already explained in a probably very detailed little section before the healing. It's probably titled, it will be titled Today's Concepts - Astral Third Chakra. Okay, so we're just going to do it, but it allows you to have better sleep, basically, like have more productive sleep on a spiritual level, because you'll be able to get into more evolved, lighter astral locations, because you won't muck up the energy because you'll already be lighter. And so like there's just, you can get into more fun and evolved astral locations in your sleep. Okay, so your third chakra, yellow is actually a good color for your third chakra. So for once, this paper is the right color. But so your third chakra is below your sternum, right? So the bone right in the middle there that goes down, this bone, that's your sternum. So right beneath that, that's your third chakra. Some people have their third chakra lower than that, between like your belly button and there, you know, somewhere in there, but I don't. I have mine just underneath the sternum bone. Either way, potato, potato. But just, you know, round openings in the front and the back, right? And energy flows in the front, of the back, wraps around the third layer, all around to come back in the front third chakra river to go in the third chakra, right? So if that was too quick, I have a 3-video series that tells you all about that called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. And if you ask me to, I'll link it below if people need it. But anyway, so that video series is 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. Explains that. But you imagine your third chakra, specifically do your astral body third chakra, because that's what's going to benefit your astral travel the most. And just, it's like there'll be energy, hard energy that might be corked up in here, you know, like a bottle cork, or like right in front of it. And just find a big block there that's still healthy and gentle to clear, and say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? And then melt cords from people. And there could be a lot of people cording it, like everybody you've ever dated, all your relatives, all your neighbors. Just melt all the cords. And then wash yourself out of it, like your own resistance. And then it should just blow up. But if it doesn't, you can add a little force to blow it up yourself. So again, astral body third chakra, the front of your astral body third chakra, there could be blocks right there, like corking it up. So just comb through, ease them out. And then say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords from people going into them, into these blocks. And wash yourself out. And that should blow it all up. If it doesn't, you can add some force to blow it up yourself. You could have some devices there. Like one person I'm looking at, they have like a sort of a grating. Like, you know, it's like a bunch of lines one way and then the other way. It's like a hard object, basically, like a screen, a hard screen right there, attached to the front of their astral body third chakra. So you may have somebody else I'm looking at, they just have like sort of like wedge shaped hard objects in the front of their astral body third chakra. Somebody else I'm looking at just has a bunch of hard chunks right there. Somebody else has like a funny, like sort of spring shaped hard device. So it's like goes round and round and round and round. But it is a hard device. So anyway, just scoop through the front of your astral body third chakra and use lots of gold light and ease out whatever hard objects are there. And you can melt them with gold light. Just, you say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? Then you could just use so much gold light that they all just dissolve. If they don't dissolve, just hand them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? So again, comb through the front of your astral body third chakra and ease out hard objects and devices. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? And then just lots of gold light. And melt yourself out of all these hard objects. And you can blow them up. If they don't blow up, you can hand them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? And generally, the more you clear, the more you notice. So, like, try not to be like, oh, it's so depressing, I still have more to clear, you know? I mean, there's always a glass half empty way to perceive something, you know? And so try to not be that. Try to not be that way, because you're just like shooting yourself in the head, like by thinking of it in the most negative way possible. So, you know, maybe you're stuck in your heart chakra a little too much. So view from your 6th and your 7th. Okay. So that and you know, lighten up your heart chakra enough so that you can conceptualize that, you know, all is not lost. You're okay. You know, and you're just, it's cool. You're able to perceive more than before. The more you clear, the more you can grow. It's exciting. And you don't have to clear all day. Just do as much as you want and then don't do any more. It's okay. So scoop through the front of your astral body third chakra, ease out the junk, hard objects, devices. Thank you to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you can do a little extra repair of the front of your third chakra now that all that junk is gone. Well, a lot of that junk is gone. So then you can kind of imagine in some simple way, like say the astral, like all the different astral levels is like a 20-floor building, okay? And like the cooler, like the coolest, most, you know, liberating astral levels are like the upper 5 floors of the building, right? Of this 20-floor building. And do you have access to like the first 15 floors? If you don't, then maybe you're even more stuck and you need to unblock even more. So at least you can get the 15 floors of access, you know, of astral layers, astral levels. But then can you access that upper 5, those upper 5 ones? And, you know, healthy and gentle. I mean, you know, it could be that you've cleared a lot just now and you still don't have access to the upper 5, but, you know, you have to do your clearing in a healthy and gentle way. And it's not like absolute. Like maybe if you had crappy sleep for a whole week, maybe you got too blocked and so you couldn't access, you know, as many astral levels as you were used to. And so you had to stay down in the heavier levels. You know, it's not like heavier levels is punishing to you. It's just not as exhilarating probably, but you can do all the work you need to do. It's just maybe a little tougher than it would be if you were already unblocked enough to get into the more evolved levels. And, you know, you could say, well, that's not fair. If I'm really blocked, I should be in the most liberating levels, right? But like I said, it seems like it just, you're weighing it down. You're changing the vibration if you're too stuck for those levels. Like you wouldn't really get it. You wouldn't really be able to understand it. And you could bring down the energy overall. And that affects others, you know. But anyway, so fun fact, you know. And you know, you don't have to imagine astral levels as a 20-floor building. It's just an easy example way to like see which do you have access to all the levels, astral levels that you could given your spiritual age, given, what you do in life. Or if you unblock, can you have access to some extra ones? And then now let's unblock the front of your physical third chakra. Just so now we'll unblock the front of your physical third chakra just to complement it. Because you fit into your physical body, and if you just got so unblocked in your astral body third, it would make sense to unblock your physical third too, so that, because otherwise you'll feel the blocks that have been there, but you didn't feel them before. So imagine the front of your physical third chakra and do the same thing. Scoop out the hard objects. Angels, here you go. Scoop them out. Angels, here you go. If there are any invasive beings messing with this area, say, angels, can you please recycle these beings? You can sticky gold wax the whole area. Have it stick to all the hard objects. In the front of your physical third chakra, move them out. Angels, here you go. Move them out. Angels, here you go. Maybe you just have big chunks of energy blocks like corking up the front of the physical third, so it's harder for the energy to come in, your energy to come in. So just surround all those blocks with gold light. You can move them out a little bit and then just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? And then use lots of gold light, melt cords from people going into this junk. Could be a lot of cords. Let that phase you. And then wash yourself out, wash your own resistance out of these blocks so that they blow up. And if they're still around at all, you can forcibly blow them up. Just add a little force to blow them up. Or hand them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? We could do a little bit of your whole third layers of your auras. So astral body third layer and physical body third layer of your auras. So the auras layers count out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or around here, all the way around. So just comb through, melt away blocks in the top of your astral third layer and the top of your physical third layer. The back of your third layers. Third chakra is good sleep, but also getting stuff done, taking action, finishing projects. So unblock both your astral body third layer and your physical body third layer. You could notice them separately, physical third layer, astral third layer, see if one is particularly blocked. When you view them separately, sometimes you can kind of notice that better. And then just use lots of gold light. If you see a big block, just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? And then melt cords from people going into the block. And then wash yourself out of the block. Probably it will explode at that point, but you could forcibly explode it if you want, or just hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Imagine your physical third and your astral third together, which happens when you're present in your third chakra and awake. Come through the bottom of both of your third layers. Make sure they're releasing properly. Make sure they're unblocked enough so that you can let go of energy you need to let go of. Down your grounding. All right, good job. Woohoo! So that was mostly working, unblocking, removing hard objects, devices from your astral body third chakra, so that you have sort of optimal access to cool astral levels when you sleep, when you astral travel. But we also did a little bit of physical third chakra repair and unblocking and removing of devices, and some unblocking of the third layers of the aura, of the physical body aura and the astral body aura. So good job, good job. What's that? That is the urinary bladder meridian, the yellow line right there, right? And that is we're going to unblock the all the meridians in the back now. So that would be the lower view of it all, and then this would be the upper view of it all, which I am so in love with that view. Something about that just looks so cool. I kind of, like if tattoos were like, I'm not totally sure that tattoos are actually healthy, because I think like the ink winds up in your lymph nodes, which doesn't seem good to me. Like, I'm not so sure about that. So that's why I don't have any tattoos. But if tattoos were not harmful in any way, and I knew for sure, like on physical levels, spiritual levels, everything, I might be tempted to get that tattooed on my back because it looks so cool. But I don't have the muscles that he has, so it wouldn't look quite as cool on me. But it looks so cool. All right, enough of that. Let's get to work. So go ahead and heal these meridians with gold light. Each one should be like a red flowy tube, and all the dots are actual chakras. So they should be flowing enough to generate energy and keep the flow going in the meridian. The center one is governing vessel meridian, GV, governing vessel. It helps to manage all yang meridians in your body, which is cool. And then the yellow one in the diagram, that's the urinary bladder meridian, which is cool too. The direction of flow, you don't have to know that because the chakras keep track of that for you. You just need to repair and unblock, and then they'll do their job. But kind of fun to know. So the yellow line one right there in that where it is right there, it goes downward. The flow goes downward. It goes from your inner eye back and down your back, and then further down. We're not doing that part. So, and then the zigzaggy line, which is the coolest part of this diagram, is the small intestine meridian, that brown zigzaggy line, which actually we were healing around there when we did all that left shoulder work by the scapula and all that. So we kind of worked that area a little bit already, but do some direct healing on those acupuncture points and that meridian, the small intestine meridian. And the auras behind it. So all of this stuff, unblocking the auras behind it is possibly even more important than the direct healing on the meridians and chakras themselves. Because if the auras are are not flowing enough, then they press in. That compression creates a pressure on the meridian itself and the little chakras themselves, and so they can't do their job properly. So unblock your auras behind that shoulder zigzag part of the small intestine meridian. And we're working both astral body and physical body. I mean, yes, these meridians only exist in your physical body, but the flow of all your auras around the areas helps these physical meridians. So even the flow of your Wei Qi auras helps these meridians. And actually, there's a specific, when you think about it, there's a specific Wei Qi aura for each of these 12 regular meridians. So like the urinary bladder meridian, the yellow lines, has its own Wei Qi aura just to send gold light to the urinary bladder meridian branches. So you could heal that Wei Qi aura that's specifically for the urinary bladder meridian if you want. And then you could heal the Wei Qi aura that's specifically to send gold light to the small intestine meridian, that brown zigzaggy meridian. There's one of your Wei Qi auras is specifically to nurture and protect that meridian. So you can, just with your intention, imagine that one, just the Wei Qi aura that's specifically to help your small intestine meridian. We could call it your small intestine Wei Qi aura. That doesn't blow your mind too much. And you just want it to be lots of gold flowy light. And gold mesh spheres, 3 gold mesh spheres within it, if that's not too much detail, but that's too much detail. Just think of lots of gold flowy light for your small intestine meridian Wei Qi aura. That. All right, good enough. Woohoo! So that was unblocking your back meridians. We did direct healing on them, governing vessel meridian a little bit, and urinary bladder meridian more, and small intestine meridian more. And we also healed the Wei Qi auras for the urinary bladder meridian and the small intestine meridian extra. Mm. We're about to wrap up. I just want to look at something first to see what we're going to do in our little wrap up section. Okay. So we're going to wrap up now. We're going to do two things, quick things as we wrap up. But first, just imagine everything, all your 17 auras out in front of you, and your physical body and your astral body within those auras, and both your groundings that connect you to the core of the earth. There's one physical body grounding and there's one astral body grounding. Make them nice and wide as all your auras. Wide. Very wide. And unblock them. Block your grounding, comb through everywhere. You can redo your gold buffer zones. You can unblock above your head in your auras and unblock the top, above the top of your auras. So Akudal, here's the top of your auras, so above there even. Because you could have a lot of heavy stuff kind of sitting there, blocking you from bringing in new energy. You don't want that. So just melt away all the hard, junky stuff above the top of your aura. You know that feeling of like open skies and, you know, limitless potential and optimism, like, oh, what a wonderful day. So sometimes if you have too much shit up here, you don't feel that way. You feel like, you know, you have like a shit umbrella on over you, right? So just clear your shit umbrella. Don't keep it and then complain, right? Now's the time to use your power and blow up your shit umbrella, right? So think of above your head. There's your head. Where is your shit umbrella? And just destroy your shit umbrellas. Any shit umbrellas that you have, destroy them. Okay. Now uncording backlash people. You imagine yourself, and then far away from you, imagine your backlash people. They could be near you, but I mean energetically, but it's better to probably imagine them far away because otherwise you might get stressed out. So just for now, imagine like a lineup of all your backlash people. So don't do anything to them, but just imagine them like, you know, anybody that throws energy at you, you know, in an aggressive way for any reason, even just sometimes. So you imagine all your backlash people and then melt cords between you and them. Maybe you corded them because you're trying to calm them down. Maybe they cord you because they want you to stop growing and triggering them so much. So just melt the cords, because the more that you melt these cords, the more likely it is that whatever you do, they don't really feel it so much. So they're less likely to be triggered and get aggressive. So melt all those cords between you and those people. Okay. And then let's make angel-assisted conflict resolution flowers for your backlash people, right? So just make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers for your backlash people, but don't think of it in like a fuck you kind of a way. Think of it as like a, you know, be evolved, you know, think of it as like, you know, the more healed they are, the more likely they are to leave you alone, right? So you want to have these be beneficial healing flowers, right? So make them out of universal healing energy, gold light or rainbow colors or both, and just, you know, put like cool things in there, like, you know, ideas. Your angels will clean it out, so it won't be your energy in there anymore, you know, but like, you know, your angels can help and guide you. You can put a reminder like that in there. You can put, you know, the real realities of karma in there, you know, just a little bit of a light version of it, you know, just so they're aware, like, oh yeah, it's not in my best interest to harm her, you know. So just you know, karma's real. You know, if you respect yourself and you respect other people, it's way better for you in the long run. You know, you have angels to help and guide you. I hope you have a really healthy day and year. You know, I hope you know, you're safe and healthy. And then just say, you know, angels, can you check these flowers? And can you only deliver them to those backlash people if it would help? And then you can just sort of notice in a general way. Like, did all the backlash people, did the angels give the flowers to all the backlash people or not? Because some of them, it's probably better that they don't get the flowers at all. So it's just kind of interesting to see, who got them and who didn't. All right, so that was uncording backlash people plus angel-assisted conflict resolution flowers for all the backlash people. So now the final thing is just STEBs. So STEBs stands for stubborn triggered energy blocks. So they're stubborn because they're still triggered, even though we've done so many fabulous things to clear them. So put out in front of you copies of any STEBs that you have, any stubborn triggered energy blocks that are still triggered. And bring up red earth energy, soak them in red earth energy, use gold light to melt cords going into them from other people, from yourself. Wash yourself out of these stubborn triggered energy blocks, maybe your resistance. Wash everything out so you can fully let go of these and let them destroy. So they might just blow up by themselves, or you can add a little force to blow them up yourself. And if there's any left over, you can give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? We'll do that one more time with a little twist. So just any stubborn triggered energy blocks that are still triggered in your space, bothering you for any reason. Say, angels, are there any invasive beings? If there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? And then just go ahead, red earth energy, bring that up, soak the pile, melt cords going into the pile from other people and from you. And then wash your energy out of all these blocks so that they explode. If any don't explode automatically, you can just force them to explode. And if you're having trouble with that, just turn on them in gold light, give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? All right, gold light through your whole space, through your spine, unblock in front of your tummy. Unblock your lower back. The aura is behind your lower back. Your gold buffer zones, check your grounding. All right, woohoo, you did it. That's a healing. You're amazing. Woohoo, yay. Okay, so I'm going to look at chat comments, and I'm going to set a timer to help me sort of budget my time. So if there are questions that I can't get to, you could post them under the video later. And if I have time, I would post a reply when I have time. Let's see. So if you have any comments about how this healing was for you, or about the theme of the healing, or if you're a newbie and I've never read you before, then, feel free to say whatever you want, really. I mean, although if it's a whole read my life story question, maybe hold back from that. But if you want me to check if you worked your grounding or something, that's cool. That's easy enough. Or, a quick look at how present you are if you're a newbie. But if you're a veteran, I want to keep this more brief. So the whole look at me questions, you could maybe just post that under a video later. Okay. Looking for what comments I haven't read yet. Someone says, hi from my lunch break in Pacifica, California. Hello to you. This is, hi, Janet. Curious about my left shoulder as I have a lot of physical pain in this area. I will read left shoulder questions if anyone has left shoulder questions, just because that's actually relevant to what we did today. So if you want to post a left shoulder question. Curious about my left shoulder as I have a lot of physical pain in this area. Is there anything my angels recommend for me so that I can maintain the healing or to work on? Yeah, just redo what we did. Yeah, just it'll be time stamped within a day, so it'll be easier for you to get to. You can just redo what we did until you know it well enough to just freestyle on your own. Because freestyling is usually quicker. I mean, but a lot of people don't like freestyling. I like it. It's so time efficient. But a lot of people like walkthroughs. So there is a walkthrough because we did it in today's healing. So you could just, go right to the left shoulder part of the healing within a day. That'll be quick and easy for you to do. And but yeah, just keep working it. I mean, just like fun fact type thing about your left shoulder. It looks like when you were 1 year old, even you had some blocks around your left shoulder. Some of them you took on from your mom in this life. So like in the womb, you got some of her left shoulder blocks, copies of them, which is very common that people take on copies of the burdens or blocks that their parents have. But I would say maybe half of your left shoulder blocks are from past lives. Like if you imagine your left shoulder in like your most recent past life and then the one before that, your left shoulder was definitely pretty blocked in both those lifetimes. The one life before that, it was just as blocked as most people. But it got extra blocked in the last life and the life before that. So I mean, that's just sort of a fun fact. It's not any harder to clear, I guess, than if it got blocked a year ago at that same amount of being blocked. It's just kind of interesting, I guess. But, if it takes you, a week or two to make significant progress on it, don't feel bad because, this is your third lifetime with left shoulder issues in a row, third lifetime in a row with left shoulder issues. So, you can give yourself a little time, take your time with it. Your dad has some left shoulder issues, but not more than like the average person's left shoulder issues. So I think as far as what you took on in this life, it was mostly your mom's left shoulder issues. But then you, of course, had the past life stuff. So, but you did clear in this, you got the healing and you did clear, but it's like there's only so much you can do in one day for like healthy and gentle, because there's always a ripple effect of it. And, so it could be nice to do some stretching, of like legs and lower back, stuff like that. Since it's all sort of interconnected, give yourself like foot rubs, things like that. Maybe an Epsom salt bath might be nice. I mean, that's always true. But, just to support the work that you're doing. You could do also like energy healing flowers. So you're nourishing that area. You make energy healing flowers specific for your left shoulder area of astral and physical body systems, and just the angels, can you check these flowers? They're for my left shoulders, and then just give them to yourself. So nourish as well as unblocking. We didn't do the nourishing part today, but usually you bring in so much new energy once it's unblocked that it's not as much of a nourishing issue. It's more of an unblocking thing that you need to do. But it looks like with you, you could do like 60% unblocking, 40% nourishing in that area. That would like speed it up more. Hope that helps. Someone says, can invasive beings stay in front of my eyes even if I'm doing this healing? I can see an invasive being, black cord, come down and go in front of my left eye. Yeah, but I think I emailed you about that. It's like you tend to see the being, but you don't tend to see like things that are actually more important. Like you have some significant devices in your first layer right there of your astral body aura. And so you're seeing the being, but it's like, it would be like if there's like a fly on a car and you see the fly, but you don't see the car. And it's like, look at the car. The car is the thing, but you're seeing the fly, and the fly is like bugging the heck out of you. But see the car, like the car is a thing, So try to almost ignore the being and look at, how is it that invasive beings get an unnaturally large amount of access to that area for you, to the point where it's quite distracting. And it's like, see the car, come on. So yeah, get rid of the, look for the big ass devices that are right there, the hard objects, the devices, stuff like that. So yeah, that big astral black grating that's been there since you were like 4, work on that, get rid of that, and then find something else there, and find something else there, and find something else there, because that's the real point of it all. You're missing the forest for the trees, kind of. So hope that makes sense. Okay. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. Whoa, did feel the 3rd chakra work, especially physically. That's cool. I'm wondering if you were actually one of the sample people. There were a lot of sample people that I noticed that, like, especially, I mean, everyone needed that, the unblocking of the astral 3rd, so that you could access more astral levels. But there was, some people that it was like especially obvious in, and you were one of those people. I'm wondering if my 3rd being so blocked is why I've had such a hard time starting and finishing things. Yeah, that was part of what's going on. Is you weren't able to get enough done on the astral, so then you would wake up and you wouldn't be ready to do something that you felt like, oh, for God's sakes, why can't I do this? It's the whole, like, things happen first on the astral, and you kind of work out and plan things on the astral first in general. So if you're not being as productive on the astral, then it's like you wake up and you're like, why can't I do anything? Sometimes it's just because you're blocked in the physical body and stuff, but in your case, it was astral. You just were like, yeah, there was a lot of astral levels that would have been way more efficient for you that you just were not able to access because your physical 3rd was so blocked. So you could keep working that. If it's like a 20, we use the metaphor of a 20-story building, the problem with that metaphor is that's so physical, and the astral is very flowy, and, but whatever. So if we use the metaphor of a 20-story building to represent all the astral levels that you could access right now, if you were unblocked enough, you maybe have access to like 12 out of 20, but before the unblocking today, you had access to 8 out of 20. So the more you unblock your 3rd and maybe your 4th and your 1st of your astral body, then you could get into more of them, maybe all 15. Well, the 20, yeah. Yeah, just work on unblocking all your astral body chakras, because then but you can't do it all in one day, but just do healthy and gentle amount, unblock all your astral body chakras, especially 7, 4, 3, and 1 for you personally. Those are the ones that are especially blocked. So yeah, it is related. Hope that helps. Someone says, thank you so much for the healing. I started feeling pressure in my eyes, front forehead, after the 3rd astral clearing. Yeah, because you got more present, and then you felt blocks that were already there. I'm sure I had a bunch of junk since my sleep has been bad, wondering how it's looking now. Yeah, you know what you could do? You know how during the back section, when we were unblocking back meridians, we also unblocked, because we were focusing a lot. We did governing vessel meridian a little bit, but we were focusing more on urinary bladder meridian and small intestine meridian. The yellow lines, urinary bladder meridian, and the dark brown zigzaggy line, the small intestine meridian. So we were unblocking those locally and healing them locally, but then we also, like, there's a Wei Qi aura. One of your 15 Wei Qi auras is just to nourish your urinary bladder meridian. And another one of your Wei Qi auras is just to nourish your small intestine meridian. So the yellow one, urinary bladder meridian, that one starts in the that yellow line. See right there in the inner eye. So urinary bladder 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes back, right? And there are more points going back. So just think of just that one urinary bladder meridian Wei Qi aura and just find the blocks there. And because you have some chunky blocks, like right in the top, like around, all around here. It's fully repaired, but the blocks, they're just like big chunks of energy from, looks like from your husband. Some fight that you guys had. But to be fair, you screwed up his auras actually a little more than he screwed up yours. So that's kind of been a problem with you and him. Like, you know, there's a lot of reciprocal messing with each other that you guys do. So, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, work on unblocking that more, that Wei Qi aura that helps your urinary bladder meridian. Hope that helps. Sometimes there can be invasive beings hooked into the heavy blocks, but at this moment there are not, because you just got a healing on all that. But you know, that's another thing to check for if you find a big block anywhere, and you know, just ask the angels to recycle the beings that are hooked into it, and then melt cords from people going into it, and then melt yourself out of it, and it'll probably blow up by then. So that helps. But yeah, as far as your sleep, like say if there's, you know, a 20-floor building representing, if we look at it as a 20-floor building, the astral levels that you could access if you were unblocked enough astrally, you can access 10 of them now. Before the healing, you could access 8 of them. So there's still much more that you could work on. It's just that we reached that healthy and gentle amount that you could clear at one time, you know, and still have a very competent day and evening, you know, because like life doesn't stop just because you want to get a healing, you know. So, but anyway, you can work more on that, more unblocking your physical third, and physical seventh. Sorry, astral third and astral seventh. Sorry. Work on unblocking more so you can have access to even awesomer astral levels in your sleep. Someone says, "Hi, Janet. Thank you so much for this healing. You are welcome. I have been feeling kind of overwhelmed and agitated / angry this afternoon, and during the healing, I am planning to clear more repressed anger later today. Good job." Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking about this earlier, not just about you, but like anger is a funny thing. Like sometimes people don't feel their anger, they feel their fear or they feel their sadness, but the anger is underneath it, and they are kind of like on some level trying not to feel the anger, you know, so they feel the sadness or they feel the fear. But if they clear the anger, then it wouldn't, it's like they're kind of, you know, it's like they keep feeling the fear, but the underneath it is like this giant bunch of repressed anger that they're just not aware of, because they don't want to be aware of it, because who wants to be angry, you know? Like maybe you have these preconceived notions that, you know, angry abusive people, you know, like bad people are angry, you know. I'm not angry, I'm not a bad person, right? So anyway, it's okay. You have repressed anger, we all do. Well, yeah, even like the Dalai Lama, but he has like this much repressed anger. So anyway, but yeah, so that would be a really good thing for you to keep clearing is the repressed anger. Is that what's triggered right now? Is that, you know what? It's your sister in your lap again. So just do do the hot pants unblocking, the biker shorts unblocking to knock your sister out of your space again. I think if you get her out of your space, then you wouldn't really feel the repressed anger. You could just clear it without, getting caught up in the feeling of it. But you do have a lot of repressed anger to clear. But yeah, knocking your sister out of this area, your biker shorts area, would make you a lot more comfortable. Which I know you know how to do because you've done that before. And biker shorts meridians, we did that once. So that would be like right there. Excuse the male anatomy there, but that's all your biker shorts meridians. So you could unblock those and heal those and kind of scoop through those to get the blocks in front of there, melt them away, scoop through all those meridians and points with gold light, and then outward into your aura, find the blocks, say angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you recycle them? And melt cords from people going into the blocks, and then melt yourself out of the blocks so that they explode. So that is biker shorts points. I'll timestamp that. That one. Good one. Also the urinary bladder one, I'll timestamp that one. Alrighty. Fun time. Can we keep that up? We can keep that up for just a minute. That'd be funny. All right. Someone says, awesome healing. I loved the idea to be open to cool astral locations and bringing it through the top of the aura, back of the neck. Yeah, through the back of the neck. Good karma windows. Yes. And also shoulders. Those 3 places are major places to bring in new energy. How is the balance in my case? Well, as far as astral levels that you could access if you were unblocked enough of your astral body, and we imagine all those levels as a 20-floor building, you have access to about 11 of those floors. You did get a little extra blocked, with the Trump inauguration thing. So then you only had access to 6 of the levels, but you unblocked enough, and then you had access to 8 of them. And then today's healing, now you have access to 11 of them. So you still could unblock a lot more. So you have access to those other 9 ones. You could, but we only did as much as healthy and gentle to do right now. So you could especially keep unblocking your 3rd chakra, astral body 3rd chakra, and astral body 4th chakra. Those would be the main ones, probably to give you a lot more access. But then just overall, just keep unblocking all your astral body chakras. You could do like sticky gold wax, just move out the junk. But as far as bringing in new energy through your shoulders, left and right shoulder, you still could unblock more the left shoulder, so you can bring more, because there's a lot queued up that you're needing to bring in through that left side of your body that you can't bring in yet, which is true for a lot of people, which is why we did it. So, I mean, you're bringing in some energy that you haven't been able to before now, because your left shoulder is more unblocked, but there's more you keep working that. As far as the back good karma windows, you're bringing as much as you need to through your back good karma windows. Through the top 7th chakra route, you're bringing in as much as you need to. So it's the only sort of backlog is left shoulder stuff. Right shoulder, you're bringing in as much as you need to. Hi, Janet. Thanks. I feel less grumpy and headache gone. Oh, how nice. Am I in 7 through 1? Yes, you are. Right now you are. How did your spouse do? I think this one was good for him. I think that astral level thing was especially good for him. He wasn't one of my sample people for it, but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. That would be especially good for him. Also the shoulder thing, the left shoulder thing was, wow. Yeah, he wasn't one of my sample people, but wow, he really needed that left shoulder thing. So he can still keep working on it with his angels. He gives me a thumbs up. He's going to keep working on it with his angels. But yeah, he does well with these healings always. All right. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thanks so much. Been listening to your videos on repeat since coming back from my trip, especially rad blocks, clearing rad blocks. You probably mean the, I'm thinking you mean the short video playlist that you're listening to it on repeat. Maybe. And there's like a wrap up little excerpt video that has clear rad blocks in that short video playlist. Rad meaning resistance, avoidance, denial, clearing resistance, avoidance, and denial. Been very stressed. Anything else I can listen to, work on? Thanks again. Your angels mentioned Mind Garden. I don't have a short excerpt video on it yet. I probably will at some point, but I don't yet. Mind Garden. So if you search Janet Wright Mind Garden, there should be. I'm sure I've done it in a bunch of the big live streams, but only some of them it wound up in the title. But you should be able to find some good options if you search Janet Wright Mind Garden, M-I-D, Mind, M-I-N-D, Mind, and Garden, Mind Garden, 2 words. But yeah, your angels really do like that short video playlist for you. Stretching too. Little foot massages, little leg stretches, stuff like that would be nice. Someone says, sorry, I didn't see the email. Thanks bunches and bunches for the live stream explanation. Totally cool. You're welcome. Someone says, thanks for all your help. You are welcome. Someone says, thanks for the healing. Any homework to redo? I think that the astral 3rd chakra unblocking, so you can access more astral levels, you could get a lot of mileage out of that. The left shoulder stuff too. Those are the 2 biggest things from this healing, and both of those kind of would benefit you equally to redo over and over. Like, you know, astral, the astral level stuff that can help with job search stuff. Because, you know, those are job searching is like bigger stuff, and that stuff happens on the astral first. So if I look at like a 20-story building of the astral levels that you could access if your astral body was unblocked enough, right now you have access to 14 of those astral levels. So if you unblock, for you, it's not a chakra so much. It's layers of your astral body. It's like your back left side, right back here. Like there's a lot of heaviness right behind your left back shoulder, left back hip, left back leg. So if you, and your astral body layers 1, 2, 3. So right there, if you just keep unblocking right there, that could open up at least access to at least a couple more astral levels for you. And you could especially look for burdens that you took on from your dad that he has in that area that you also have in that area. You know, so copies of your dad's burdens. Wash those out of that area, especially. Someone says, love the fun facts on my left shoulder. Fun facts. Always fun to learn about energy. Thank you. You're welcome. So should we change this image so we're not staring at his anatomy the whole time? How about the back still? I really like that. That's so nice. All right, nearing the end here. How did my sister-in-law do? And you put her initials. She did well. Mm. She's like a little lost lately. Not lost like in all capital letters, but just a little lost, you know? And it's like, I think she just, like, her angels want her to rest and kind of recharge. And she's expecting to have, you know, clarity and motivation and all this stuff right now. And it's just like more of a rest and recharge time for her. But she hears that now from her angels. And so she's just going to chill and not expect great things from herself this week. But the left shoulder work was by far the most beneficial for her. Yes, she still has a lot that she could clear with her left shoulder, which she is going to let her angels help her more with that over time. This is he, Janet. Astral levels being limited seems kind of new. Yes, it is. I always think up new stuff. Haven't heard you talk about that before. How is my access looking? Out of the 20 astral levels that if we represent the astral levels that you could access as a 20-floor building, if you could access if you were unblocked enough on your astral body and astral body aura, you have access to about 8 of them right now. Before the healing, you had access to about 6 of them. So what you could do to work on accessing the other 12 would be unblocking pretty much all your astral body chakras more. They just seem, I don't know, it's like, it's not your partner's fault. I see you going, is it him? It's not his fault. It seems like you have some like fake angels that run a lot of white energy that are in your space that kind of give you this sense of like everything's fine, you know, but it's not that, you know, they give you this sort of sense where you don't really want to get into the details of working your energy. They're just like, everything's fine, you're fine, you know. So I would say line up your real angels and then line up the sort of the false reassuring fake angels and ask your real angels to recycle those fake reassuring angels that run a lot of white. Because I think that's most of what's blocking. Well, that's not most of it, but that's what's preventing you from doing more unblocking and just getting more committed to it for your astral body chakras. So yeah, so ask your real angels to recycle your fake angels that are giving you like deceptively reassuring messages of like, everything's fine, don't do anything, it's everybody else's fault, there's nothing you need to do. All right, cool. Someone says, I think you've skipped my comment. Did I really? Oh, Janet, thanks for the healing. I feel crappy. Oh yeah, I did. Crappy right now. Clearing STEBs and unblocking the bottom of my auras to ease the discomfort. Is this because I'm more present after the healing? No, it's you and your mom again. There you go. It's like there are invasive beings that you and she like are equally vulnerable to, and so then the beings just like kind of glue you guys together in each other's space. And just so if you just imagine you and her and the invasive beings that are playing games between the two of you just as clouds above you both, and then just have your angels recycle them, which I know you have done because you mentioned it in your survey, but I guess it's a thing that needs repeating. So I did it really briefly for you right now. So she popped out of your space. I would clear RAD blocks, resistance, avoidance, denial blocks, because it seems like there's something you're avoiding, and then that gets you caught up in these games with your mom. There's something within you from past lives that's just past life baggage that you're not clearing, that you're avoiding. And so it becomes like a rock in your shoe that just keeps imbalancing you. So you could rework the left shoulder stuff too. That's really good for you. But yeah, rework left shoulder and RAD blocks, resistance, avoidance, and denial blocks. But two, maybe just a nap, you know, because it's pretty late at night for you, and it seems like it might be just easier for you if you can sleep to just clear it in your sleep. You know, not everything, but you know, clear a lot in your sleep. So it seems like your angels are kind of rooting for you to just go to bed. But in the morning, you could clear RAD blocks and, you know, have beings recycled that are linked to both you and your mom. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, got it, really needed to hear that. Thank you. You're welcome. Alrighty. So you guys are amazing. I hope you enjoyed the healing. So that concludes the January 2025 twin set of 2 healings. And that's it as far as group healings for this month of January 2025. If you did want to purchase group healings for February or March, you can do that on my website. And my web address, I will put in giant letters here, jwhealing.com. Comically large letters. How about that? All right, cool. You guys are amazing. Bye. Oh, Izzy's doing okay. I could do an Izzy update, but I'm not gonna. I like keeping JW healing up, but Izzy's doing okay. I gave him a flea bath yesterday. I found a solution on how I can make sure that he doesn't have fleas. So now he doesn't have fleas. He just has other skin issues. So we have to fix the other skin issues now. So small step forward. All right. Bye. You're amazing. Oh, give this live stream a thumbs up, please, too. If you could. Or the video, if you're watching it as a video. I'll give you a thumbs up, too, if I can find it. There we go. Here's my thumbs up for you. You're amazing.